Good morning, Friday morning. I'm going to take you through the next week of weather because that's what there's going to be. There's going to be a lot of weather. There's going to be snow. There's going to be ice. There's going to be rain, and there's going to be more snow, basically. And let's take a look at what's going on with this pattern real quick. Here you can see all the water vapor for North America. Notice out here all this moisture. This is the subtropical jet stream. It's actually both jets. It's actually the main jet stream that's splitting. So you have the subtropical jet splitting down here, and you have another piece that splits up into Canada. So what happens is you have all this moisture. It's going to come in, wrap around, enter the Gulf, and try to come up the coast. And you also have northern disturbances that are going to try to come down too. Now the question between when we get rain or snow from the inevitability, if that's even a word, of this massive amount of southern moisture riding the track up the East Coast and also Ohio Valley is going to be how much cold air is in place. So let's go to the models and let's take a look. Okay, this is going to be the European model right now. And let's first go to, well, first of all, let this load. This is a Super Bowl. So Sunday it's going to be a warm day in the 40s for the Super Bowl. Some showers, rain showers, not snow showers. So pretty good day for the football game. I know some were predicting snow, but that was never in my forecast, as some places pointed out. But it's after this period we got to start to look. So now, interestingly enough, this is on Monday morning. Okay, this is the European model. It shows a wave of low pressure developing along this cold front, and you can see the cold front sitting right here, pretty much. Okay, and a wave of low pressure is going to develop along that front and could potentially give us a few inches of snow. I'm talking maybe 3 to 5 inches of snow on Monday night. The other models don't have it, but it bears watching because I could definitely see this happening, the way the gradient setting up between warm and cold air. But past this period is where we have to really start to look. So if we go now to Wednesday or Tuesday night, you can see a very big storm is developing in the Ohio Valley. Okay, ahead of this storm, you have some cold air. So you can see, notice a little dip here. That's actually wedging because of the Appalachian Mountains of the cold air. But you have cold air ahead. Anything blue, it's cold enough to snow. Okay, so you have cold air ahead of a storm that's developing. Now this storm is going to spread into our area by Wednesday night. Okay, as this storm spreads into our area, it's going to have to fight off the cold air that's already in place. When it fights off that cold air, you can see right here, it's snowing in all these areas Wednesday night. However, the storm, if you read my post yesterday, is trying to phase a little earlier, okay, and you don't have a lot of cold air in place to begin with, so it's going to be a snow changing to rain event for probably most of our forecast area. The map I put out yesterday might have been a little generous for northwestern Jersey. We're going to see snow, and we can see a few inches on the front of this storm, but it's going to change over to sleet, and then at the end some rain. And it's just because of the upper air dynamics of the system. But that's not the end of the world. I mean, there's a southwesterly flow which is wrapping in all the warm air. You can see here comes the warm air, overpowers our area, and we have a nice heavy snowstorm up in Vermont and interior New England, and we have a slop storm in southern New England, northwestern Jersey, and a plain rainstorm in central and south Jersey at this time. So we're going to see some snow possibly on Monday, and then we're going to definitely see some front end snow with this Wednesday system. Now, where's our shot for one event of a lot of snow? It's going to be next weekend. The reason being, as this storm pulls out, and the storm's right here, look at all the cold air. Okay, on Friday, that this storm wraps back in. Tremendous amount of cold air over the whole East Coast. At the same time, you have a disturbance right here that's going to want to ride the jet stream up into the East Coast. And you can see that developing on the surface map right here. Okay, so this is on Saturday or Friday night. And you can see we have a nice decent storm developing. Again, this is all southern moisture I showed you on that infrared imagery before. And this basically is going to come into our area. This is Saturday at 1 a.m., Saturday at 7 a.m., and notice the cold air is still in place at that time. It looks like a classic I-95 northwestern snow event, and then the system pulls out. Now, these systems are not easy to predict, but they're a little easier than some of the other systems we saw this winter because it's all basically just a bunch of moisture, okay, that's riding that jet stream down and getting thrown over a bunch of cold air. So it's not as much in terms of dynamics of a northern stream diving down, having the phase in the perfect spot, not be out to sea. We know that moisture is going to come into the country. Just a matter of how much cold air will be in place and what's the exact track of that moisture, who's in the epicenter. So just to have a little fun here, if we look at what the models are projecting for snowfall over the next 7 days, okay, this is the Super Bowl. Little wave comes through for places in Michigan. Here comes that little wave on Monday night. Okay, again, this has, you know, up to 5 inches, but, you know, again, I would say, look, I'm not against this. I think a couple inches definitely. I'm sorry, Monday morning, Monday night. Here comes our snow then rainstorms. You can see it adds a little bit to accumulations here. So now we're looking at accumulations of cumulative of a foot. So take a little off of that. So say we have about 8 inches now, but then it's going to quickly change to rain. So you see it blankets northern Vermont with up to a foot of snow. And then right behind it comes that third system for next weekend. That's what it really gives us some snow. So you can see cumulative snowfall over the next, say, week to 10 days. This is what it looks like. Everybody has literally 10 to 18 inches of snow on the ground. So it's a heck of a pattern we're going into here. Again, it's all due to this southern moisture riding the jet stream down through the west, up the Gulf. We have cold air in place in certain cases, and you're going to get some storms. So buckle up. I think this is it for us. Not it for the winter, but this is our time to really see some action. If it's all said and done, we end up getting 4 inches, then I'm going to throw in the towel, because this is a good pattern to give us at least one significant accumulating snowfall. So keep checking in. I'll keep everybody updated as the day goes on, especially we'll see what happens on Monday with that little wave. But yeah, by this time next week, hopefully we're talking about some snow on the ground. Thanks for checking in.